driveway gets short real quick.
Alright guys, welcome back. Previously we vinyl the roof, played around with the dash, stretched some tyres, did a bit of skid. Last week we glued the dash up, put it in the car, painted some panels, started removing the body deadening, and even played around with a bit of launch control. Stick around to see what happens this week. Alright, so I got to whip this intake pipe off to get rid of these secondary injector bosses and also mount a blow-off valve. Alright, I got my patch piece done. Got my bit of tube here for the blow-off valve, whole sort of hole. I'm by no means an expert when it comes to TIG welding, but I'm ready to give it a red hot go, so let's see what happens. So it's Friday morning. I'm out of time. The video's got to be submitted to the show in 24 hours pretty much. That includes me filming it all and editing it. So back wheels are on, bonnet's back on, blow-off valve's on. TIG welding didn't come out too bad. I'm definitely not a Instagram roll of pennies TIG welder yet, but practice makes perfect. Feel free to roast me in the comments section. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to continue the video and continue the build, but the car show video will be the car in this state, so make sure you head over to the website and vote, because you'll still be able to vote at the time this video gets uploaded. Alright, car show video's up. It's live. The voting link's in the description, and head over there, vote. Drop me a comment what you thought of my video for ICS 2021 and what you thought of the car, and yeah, thanks for voting. My wideband O2 sensor came in the mail, so I'm going to chuck this thing up in the air, and I'm not going to put it in the spot that I originally had it mounted, and I will show you why. So way down here is where that's just bunged off, that's where my O2 sensor used to be. This is the dump pipe. Underneath this, off the bottom of the manifold, which you'll see when I put the car up in the air, there's a pipe that comes off the bottom of the manifold. It's got a 2-bolt flange, comes along here up to the bottom of the turbo. The turbo's sitting on it, and then the dump pipe goes down and the wastegate goes down there. So what's happening is when the engine's running, you can see the turbo vibrating, and vibration kills oxygen sensors. So I'm thinking the vibration combined with the excessively rich fuel mixture, or possibly just a vibration on its own, is what led to the sensor dying. This is one of the supports that I've made up, just bolts to the cylinder head and comes down, and it's just got a T-bolt clamp around the dump pipe to sort of help support it. And I need to make another one underneath to support the J-pipe, or the pipe that the turbo's bolted to that comes off the manifold. But I'm going to put the oxygen sensor in a different spot. So yeah, I got a plan. I'm going to put a flex pipe in, solid mount the exhaust, put a flex pipe in, and then put the oxygen sensor behind the flex pipe. Hopefully that will eliminate some of the vibration. And I'm going to make a few more stays off the engine mount and stuff to support that turbo setup. So get it up in the air and get stuck into it. So the plan is to cut the exhaust here somewhere and put a flex pipe in. I'm going to use this relatively new second-hand one off the red HB, and then put some solid rubber mounts on the exhaust. So it'll be flex pipe, solid rubber mounts, and then just behind the solid rubber mounts I'll put the bung in for the oxygen sensor, so that should hopefully eliminate most of the vibration. If you're ever cutting tube and you don't have a drop saw, you can use masking tape like this and just cut on the edge of the masking tape to get a pretty straight cut. Yeah, so this mount's here, not really doing anything. You can see the flex in it. Alright, so we'll whack a couple of mounts on now. I'm just going to drill through the floor. This one I'll have to take the exhaust off to drill through the floor, but I've got to take it off to finish welding this anyway. So probably put one there, stagger one to the side like that a bit. And plug the drill in, that usually helps. Realize I don't need to take it off, I can just drop it down like this. Sweet! Oh, so hard to weld upside down. Alright, that's all welded. I just welded it on the car, so couldn't get the best angles and stuff. Some of the welds are a bit rough, but it'll serve its purpose. Not trying to win welding competitions. It's a lot sturdier right around those mounts there. but then it's got the flex here to still allow the engine to flex on the other side of it. So I gotta let that cool off. I gotta calibrate the sensor before I put it in, so I'll lower it down, calibrate the sensor, put it back up, put the sensor in. All right, I got my sensor calibrated. Just did that off camera before, so ready to whack that bad boy in. Alright, so I'm just going to go online in Tuner Studio and see if my air fuel ratio works. There it goes. Alright guys, so I played around with my cold start tune and everything last night, and I got the car starting up and running really well. I've also just went through the map and tidied up the map a bit with the wideband and got some really good feedback, and the car actually drives pretty good too. So next step would probably be to get it on dyno, but for now so yeah, the car's starting, running really well. Just let it warm up and chuck a lap of the driveway. Driveway gets short real quick. Alrighty guys, that's it for today's episode. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment below. It helps me out heaps. And see you next time.